comes home, okay, he has to be able to unload on you, and you have to be able to take that sometimes.
Unload on you, huh?
Yes, because he's had a day session. He's had a day. He's went through life.
Oh, I got to unload on you.
He's had to work. Huh? You know, he's had to deal with all types of shit. Well, shit, you can unload too. Yeah.
That too, but I'm saying unload your stresses.
The kids go to bed. You know what I'm saying?
Truck ass after dark. Truck ass after sunshine.
Unload your stresses.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
Your worries.
I can dig it. I can dig it.
That's stress too.
I can dig it.
But women, you have to be strong because a lot of times we don't want to. Women have to be strong enough. So that's where this, you know, we kind of feel like we have a lot going on, because when you come home and you unload all your stresses on us and you telling us this, and we have to be strong enough to be okay and console you and be there for you, even though our day might have been fucked up.
Right. I agree.
And we have, you know what I'm saying? So this is where all this.
Keep going.
He pissed.
Which one you want to play? The top one?
Yeah.
True or false?
Does this happen?
Yeah, this happen. Yeah,
pissing on the podcast?
This is a truck cast, piss cast too.
Oh wow.
Oh, okay.
I can't read this nigga handwriting.
This nigga done R. Kelly.
So as we was talking about earlier, ladies,
I wanna piss on you.
How? Why do y'all think that me?
Drip, drip, drip.
That boy Dave Chappelle say, how you gonna make a video? Think about it. I'm gonna use a one face to toilet bowl. I didn't say, nigga, how you gonna use a face? Said you use face as a toilet bowl. Anyway, that shit was funny. But yeah. So ladies, as we talked about it earlier, how can a woman step aside her emotions? Because y'all very emotional beings, and like y'all, why do y'all think women do that? Like, oh, well, he ain't supposed to cry. He a man. He macho. Like, how do y'all feel about that? And what does that stem from?
It basically, what it is that we are conditioned, just like men are, to believe that men are not supposed to have emotions. So we tell little boys, don't you cry, you're a boy. Don't do this, don't do that. So we hear this growing up, so we assume that it's the right thing. So we tell our men, when they come to us with these emotions, we don't know how to handle it, because we've never had to deal with men emotions growing up. It's always been, if you see a little girl crying, oh baby, why are you crying? What's wrong with you? You know, but if you see a little boy, nigga, what's wrong with you? Nigga, man up.
You better suck that shit up.
Boys don't cry. So I think that's a reason why too women are not able to be emotionally supportive of men's feelings. Right. Because we didn't grow up with that.
But you know what? I feel like too, it kind of depends on your family dynamic. Yes. You know what I'm saying? Because with me, I'm on the flip side. I am not an emotional female. I'm one of those. I ain't got no whole bunch of feelings. I'm one of those. I'm suck that shit up. I'm like Loki. But I have brothers. I'm the only girl. You know what I'm saying? So all of that feelings.
So that stems from that, from you.
Yeah, because I'm like, you can have no feelings in my house. My dad, what the fuck? Like, nigga, no, you ain't doing that.
So your dad treated you like the little boy too.
He treated us all equally. It wasn't like a girl. It was like, you my kids. Here it is. Here we go. That was it. So but the thing is, because I had brothers, I was able to see what they were going through, and I talked to them, so I have a different respect for men and boys. I have a deep passion for men and young boys, because I understand what it is, because I got brothers. You know what I'm saying?
And see, I have a little brother, but we just kind of grew up. My mom, my dad were both very hardcore. You know, my mom worked for police department. You know what I'm saying? My dad was military, so it was just no emotions in general. Like I grew up like without emotions. I came home.
Wasn't no hugs and kisses.
It was hugs and kisses to a certain point, and then when you got big enough, it was like, look, stop. What are you doing? We're not gonna hug today. We're not gonna do this. We don't need to do all that. I love you. We're good for that. So one day I'll never forget, I came home crying. This is a female. I came home crying. I just had my son, and I was just so emotional. I was so overwhelmed. And my mother told me, she said, you can stop all that bitch shit. Damn. She said, you got a baby to take care of. All them tears, you can keep that shit to yourself.
That's tough love, they say.
Your child in there is crying, so you handle your business. So I just always learned to handle my business, and the crying is like in the back. Emotions are in the back.
And they say they call that tough love. No, that's bullshit. That's not tough love. That's not. I believe that's incorrect love, because we have to start showing our children, our people in our community, love in a whole different type of light. Like, we can't sit here and like love on our daughters and not loving on our little boys,
That
man.
right.
And even my son, he's 14. Like I make sure that whenever I'm with him, that I hug him,
Exactly.
that I kiss him. I don't give a
Because
fuck.
that's how you get fucked up,
You know what I'm
men.
saying? Like, yo,
Straight
bro,
up.
like,
For
yeah,
sure.
you could be a man, you could do this and still be a man. My son, no, I'm damn sure a man. You know what I'm saying? I take care of mine in and out the situation. You know what I'm
For
saying?
sure.
So I feel like I want to, because like my dad, he wouldn't do it unless I did something, great. I just do it to my son randomly.
Right.
That's
You know what I'm
you
saying?
should.
Right.
And I feel like that's what.
Because when you know better, you
That's
do
yours,
better.
man.
Right,
Yeah.
that's
Yours.
mine. It's like,
Yeah.
dog,
Yours.
you the greatest part of me.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm
That's it.
saying?
Yeah.
I feel like I can't do
For sure.
this. You're the most successful. No matter how much money you have in the world, I feel like having your child, a person that's from you,
Yeah.
it's way more valuable than money.
I think so too.
For sure.
Definitely.
Right?
It is.
Because that person can change the world. That person can be, whatever.
Oh, yeah.
It depends on how
I
you
describe
treat
it
it.
as that's your heart outside of you.
Man. Wow.
You know what I'm
Wow.
saying? Like I
that.
feel
That's
like
dope.
that's what it is. It's like
That's your heart
my
outside of
kids are. If I could just take my heart and snatch it out of my body,
Yeah.
that's it. Those three.
That's who it's going to.
That's it.
But
Like,
that's them. I look at my son and I look at how wonderful he is and such a young man he is, and my son is 14 as well. And I look at his development and his growth and his mindset, and I'm like, damn, I did that. But I did it because I changed the narrative.
There it
Me and
is.
his father decided to change the narrative of how we grew up. So we love on our son constantly. We
Change the
speak to
narrative.
him on a daily basis about how
You're
wonderful
pouring
he is.
into him.
And
how
allow him to
awesome he
speak
is.
his mind.
And
right?
I allow him to
Yes.
speak his mind.
It ain't no, why can't I go outside? Bitch, because I don't want to break your fucking neck. Like, what? So if I go outside, you're breaking. Like, I mean, that was how we parent, though. But
Yes,
that's also stems from,
How we grew up,
slavery and how our
Exactly.
grandparents,
Right,
that's post-traumatic syndrome.
Yeah.
Do you think like that works? That works sometime, though, right? Like,
Absolutely.
I mean,
Yeah.
everything
That's not
is
every
necessary.
single time.
Everything
No.
is necessary.
Every time. You have to
Yeah.
have
But
a balance of
I'm just saying everything is
Yeah, a
necessary, not
balance.
necessarily
Yeah.
But
to
you
do
have
it
a balance.
frequently.
Right.
But
Yeah.
but it's
Right.
all.
But you don't want to
It's
just
all
be
relative,
fear
right?
all
Yeah.
the time.
My
Okay.
kid told me
Okay.
I hurt
Okay,
his
gotcha.
feelings, and he said, "Mom, you hurt my feelings." And I said, I could have been like, "You ain't got no damn feelings. You're
What?
proud." I could have said that. but what
Let me tell my
said-
mama that she say, well, you ain't got no goddamn nerves. Like, well,
Right.
am I
But what
living then?
But what I
Right,
said
right,
was,
right.
what I told
I get
him, I
you.
said, "How? Explain to me how
Right.
did I?"
Right.
And he explained it to me, and I said, "I am sorry. At the end of the day, you are still a human being. You are still a young man, and that was wrong, and I apologize."
And that's one thing I admire about my father. He had no problem with apologizing.
Okay.
Like even my dad, I'm like, nah, that's why I kind of feel like maybe I'm overly apologetic because the way I am, I could be snappy, I could be an asshole.
You seem
So
like it.
yeah, trust me. Oh, I could be a
because
king.
you
No,
call
I
her
can't.
Renee.
I could be a
We
king
don't know her.
asshole.
Yeah.
We don't know her at all.
So we just
Jay
accept it.
Renee?
Yeah.
We don't know her.
But
She's not here.
yeah, whatever.
Attendance
But anyway.
has been taken. Attendance has been taken.
You can be an asshole and still be loved. Like my dad was a total asshole, but he still showed emotion toward me and was very apologetic. That's what makes me want. So we talk about relationship with our kids, so they're still part of relationships. But I mean,
Definitely, this is definitely a solid topic to talk
just think
For
about
sure.
how you treat your kids and how you
You
want
gotta
them.
pour into them because
Yes.
remember, that
Well, it's
your
easy to
kids,
say that.
They grow up.
It's easy to
And
say
then they
pour
fucked
into
up
them.
adults.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing. It's like whatever you're sowing into your kids at this time,
Right.
they're gonna grow up, right?
And
so
they're gonna
then,
take from that,
so
definitely.
so they're gonna take from whatever it is that you giving.
And
So
they're
if you
gonna
a fucked up daddy, guess what? And you ain't shit. And now your daughter is older. Guess what? She's gonna look for. And then you mad because she got a ain't shit ass
And you
nigga.
trying to figure out how she got an ain't
How,
shit ass
why
nigga.
you with this nigga? Well, you ain't
Because
that
you
shit,
ain't
daddy.
shit, daddy.
The whole time.
Damn.
Sorry, ass
So the whole
Daddy
dynamic.
ain't shit.
That's how this shit works. Like
So the
straight
whole
up.
dynamic is fucked up. No, nigga.
Him downstairs.
Him downstairs. You ain't. Yeah. Let's move on.
Wow.
So let's get into money. Now you know that's
Money.
That's a big deal.
Wow.
It's a big deal. All right. So you make more money than he does. Now what? What happens? Goddamn shit. So you make more money than he does. Now what?
Okay.
So how do you guys deal with it?
Oh, that's easy. I make a lot more money than a lot of guys I talk to.
I don't feel like that should be.
Wait, I didn't mean to say it like that.
But I feel like that should be an issue, because if you're coming together as a unit, right? The thing is when you're in a marriage,
Right.
it's a partnership, right? So the thing about marriage is this is longevity. So sometimes I may give more, and at times you may give more, because that's what the situation calls for. So the thing is, you have to fill each other's cup. So if the situation is where I'm making more than you, it doesn't matter, because it's going to our household.
That's
right?
what I'm talking about.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what I like.
It's supporting us as a
You
unit.
buy the couch, I buy the throw pillows.
I mean, but it is what it is.
Right.
It's like, but
That ain't equal.
I don't know about
That's
throw
what I was
pillows.
saying. I was like, nigga, you should buy a dining room table.
I don't know about
If
throw
I buy a
pillows.
couch.
I can't
But the
get
thing
throw
is,
pillows.
if
Down
your
on the table.
salary doesn't allow you to buy,
It allows me to
pay
buy
for the-
throw pillows.
If you can't pay for the mortgage, so to speak, right?
Oh.
But you can pay for the
all right.
smaller bills. Then
Mortgage
it
and
is
throw
what it
pillows.
is.
First of all, let's speak on real facts, y'all. To each
Touch
his
it.
own. Every relationship is different.
For sure.
What works for Jay Renee?
I don't know who
and
she
Jay
is.
Array.
I still
You're
don't
not
know.
the only motherfucking Jay in the world.
My name starts with a J.
the-
Whatever works for Ricky Bobby and Tom Machina may not work for DB and Awakatia. You know what I'm saying? So
'Cause
it's
that's what I
like,
just called you.
right? You gotta. You
Keep
have
going,
to.
keep going, keep
You
going.
have, you have to
I'm sorry.
know what work. You have to
They
discuss what.
asked us to come.
You have to, yeah, first and last. You have to make sure that whatever goes through that it's what works for y'all. Like
Right.
everybody has their own specifics. Like, come on, man. And like even if you have disagreements early on, like this may not work because
Exactly.
like I'm a nigga. Like I'll have a problem. I pay bills, but no, you gonna pay bills too because if you talk about real ass bitch, give a fuck by the nigga.
Whoa, big
no.
big bag,
No,
whole ass
any
boat.
time of
Whoa,
day,
song, whoa.
oh, you got a job because women out here are CEOs, women out here or CFOs, and they leading shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They got degrees on top of degrees on top of master degrees and a PhD time too. Like,
Right.
well, bitch, you got 2 PhDs. You a doctor and a lawyer and a doctor. What
At
the
41.
fuck? You know what I'm saying? And you got a 401k. You know what I'm saying? So yes, you're gonna bring something to this table too, because now life is more expensive. You can't go out and have 10 children like Pawpaw did,
Right.
because Pawpaw they ain't have all this expensive ass shit. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So it's different now.
Well, I mean, does it destroy like the relationship?
In family,
Like,
can.
like if you,
It does, yeah.
I mean,
'Cause
can
nobody-
it destroy a
nobody's
relationship?
home. Nobody's
can it
home.
destroy a marriage? Like if the
For sure.
woman makes more money,
no, I don't
No,
see
I feel like
how.
finances in general can destroy a relationship.
lack of, yeah. definitely.
That's the number one reason
Oh,
of
not just
divorces.
like
I had money. I came from a
Finance.
marriage
Well,
with money.
That's
You-
the number one reason
okay.
of divorces, right?
Because if you
No.
don't agree on the finances,
Let me explain our situation.
Go ahead.
Because my ex-husband has money.
Okay.
We weren't poor. We weren't broke. We weren't struggling. I could hop
Hold
on.
on.
He could call. He calls on a Tuesday, like, "Hey, let's go to New York on Thursday." Buys tickets. We're in New York. Shop 5th Avenue. We do everything. I get off the plane. I got brand new diamond earrings, brand new bags. I mean, I had a good life compared
Come with me to
to.
Griggs and
Yeah.
King's John,
But I'm saying I had
King's
what,
Flea Market, and
I had what women would say goals, right? We go in, we buy new Audis, we do whatever we want. We had what they say goals.
Oh, y'all was the basketball wives.
oh wow,
We were
Oh,
getting
yeah,
there.
okay.
We had hustled to get there, but in
divorces
the same
fuck wives.
but in the same token, because
You said
the
that.
money was there, it took the place of love.
Okay.
Taurus Big trying to get.
I didn't feel like I was loved anymore.
Shit, a Taurus
I
Big.
hate you because I heard you and I focused on.
What the
and
fuck
then
happened,
that was
Jay Renee?
ruined for me.
I'm just laughing at what you're.
I hate him because that was such a valid good point and you messed that up. But
Real ass nigga. So,
but what I was
wow.
saying was that because for me, I felt that because there was money that my ex-husband could buy and sell me. He felt like he could buy and sell me.
Okay.
I would
Oh,
say,
damn, buy and sell.
I feel like you don't love me. And he would say, look at your wedding ring. It's bigger than everybody's.
that don't mean
So-
shit.
Exactly. I just bought you this. Look at you. Look at this. Look at that. Look at where you live. Look at what you got.
Right.
You got more stuff than everybody else. You don't think I love you? That's not love. If I'm telling you I need love, I need to feel secure in us.
Right.
Because when we were broke, I was still with you. We was hustling, grinding together.
Right. That's what I need.
You know what I'm saying? We got it out the mud together. Literally, everything that we had accomplished together as
and
a
this
team.
nigga has a leopard shirt on.
This the one with hips and like a giraffe.
That's it?
But yeah, that's the one.
Let's
I
see
hate
how
y'all.
you get in. Hold on.
You know
Let's
what?
all look. Come on.
Y'all,
This
Hey,
nigga
she
look
in a
like
Ferrari, though.
I wish you guys could see
he not
this.
getting in. That's her
He
car.
can't.
Oh, that's her car. Okay.
He can't.
Is she driving?
This nigga is
That's her car.
7'8".
Give me a kiss before you go.
Oh, she dating a
But
football
why you put
player.
that shirt on though?
She dating a football
And he's
player.
short.
He in the off season.
That's a wiener.
So
shirt.
he can't fuck with her.
Did you
right
say
now.
wieners? Wow.
Remember
Let me
wieners?
get his name. Let me get you some game.
I don't remember Wiener.
She fuck with a football player.
No.
She fuck with a football player.
Can you
Right.
guys turn the camera? I feel like the people
I ain't
need
finna
to
put that
see-
shit on camera. Hell no. I ain't do that.
They need to get a visual.
All right.
Oh yeah, we over here at Found and Lost. y'all.
Lost and
Lost
found.
and found.
Lost and found on
This
great.
nigga is fucking
Great
up
ambiance. How was the food? I didn't get a chance to.
It was good.
It was for shit.
Okay.
It was,
thought it
you know,
was
good.
I mean, you know, it depends on your taste buds. So, but definitely come out. The atmosphere is great. All right, let's
It's
go.
alright.
So yeah, so
I
money,
really like
money
these
can ruin
atmospheres,
it.
bro.
So money can ruin it.
I like
Money
hood
can ruin
shit.
All right, you know what? Speaking of marriage, since you guys are divorced as fuck,
Now,
but do you guys want to be married again? Would you want to be married?
so we actually addressed this on our podcast.
Hottie.
They don't want to be married.
They
again.
vibe.
I didn't
no,
say that.
no, no, no.
Neither one of us said that.
Whoa.
I want to be whole entirely married.
Listen,
That shit
I
overrated.
am relationship type.
You ain't never
okay?
been married.
We
That shit overrated. Bro.
no, it's
Listen.
not.
Once you get married, you're gonna be in love.
Okay,
like
but
motherfucker.
I
It's not
again,
overrated.
I already addressed this on the podcast, so I just don't want to repeat what I've already said. But the thing is, okay,
Repeat it, nigga.
I'm about to, if you allow me.
I'm sorry, dude.
If you allow me, CB.
Oh shit! I don't know
You
what
know what
just.
I'm
I don't
saying?
know. But that nigga tried to get out the charger. Continue.
Where does giraffe ass go? Okay. So essentially,
He should go
I
catch on
have
fire.
an issue with the way marriage is set up. So,
Huh? What do you mean?
again, listen to the podcast, but not to go all the way into it, but just the legality of it.
Okay.
Like, I don't like the way this shit is set up. So
What up, V Renee?
So who?
Makes sense. Makes sense. No, we're saying.
So who? Like, my divorce was not easy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I was in the court for 2 years.
Damn.
So the whole
That'll make you not want to be married again. Though.
exactly,
Right.
but not just that. The thing was, I didn't like how I had to go about it. Okay, because my thing is, I feel like as an adult, I'm an adult. He was an adult. I feel like as an adult, I should have control of my life, right? So when I say that I am done with this significant other that I've been with for 13 years, and I put longevity in this thing, right? Invested, right? So this was not some bullshit, however. But now I'm done, so I feel like I should be able to unsign me up. So you know what I'm
Hold on,
saying?
what? Unsigned?
Unsign me up.
Wow.
When I'm ready, I want to unsign me up. So just like I went into the Vital Records and got my marriage license for $15, I feel like I would put interest on it and pay $30 to get divorced.
Like it ain't
That's
nothing.
it.
Like that?
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
It's expensive.
Yeah, I mean-
It's expensive to get a
I
divorce,
shouldn't
you
have
know?
to pay thousands of
And that's what we
dollars
pay,
on
thousands of
top of.
dollars
I
to
shouldn't
get
have
out
to
of
be
it.
in a court for 2 years
Okay, I see what you're
talking
saying.
to some
Okay, I
man
got you, I
who
got
is
you.
who is sitting above me like
makes
this,
sense.
like he's Jesus or something,
Right.
and I'm down here and I have to come
That makes
before
sense.
him and explain my situation
That's why I
and
come.
tell him what's
That's
going
that
on.
European shit.
I didn't that I did not like.
That's that European shit. Bro.
That I didn't like.
Y'all
It just
want me
it
to get
just
on
made
that.
me feel.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It just made me feel some kind of way where I was like, wow, I don't like this whole setup.
Right.
This motherfucker gotta tell me
Just
how,
that part.
how I should break
Yeah,
up
it
with my marriage.
was more so that, and I felt like
Like,
as
nigga,
an
who
adult,
the fuck is you?
who are you, and why should I have to
You
explain
didn't know
my
how
life
much, how
to
many
you
hours I put in on this pussy?
in order
You didn't
for
know
you
how
to
many
grant
hours I
me
put in on taking care of this
that
woman,
part.
paying this mortgage,
Yeah.
fighting, fussing,
just
arguing.
everything, right? So I just feel like that whole process gave me a different perspective where I have a pause. Now, again, I'm a relationship type. So I would definitely go into, like, even right now, I could whole entire be in a full-on relationship, committed, no problem. You know what I'm saying? Because
So how long you been divorced, J. Rory? What?
He was just saying something. I don't know.
How long you been divorced?
so technically, so like I said, I was in the court for like 2.5 years, but My divorce was final actually last year.
Okay, and you,
I've been divorced. It'll be 3 years in March.
Okay. Man,
so I've been divorced. But
so each one of you will be willing to get into a committed relationship?
For sure.
I think so.
With the right person.
I've been single for 3 years, so I think that I'm
Why
ready
not the wrong person? Never mind.
To move on.
Because we've done that.
I'm just playing.
It's been 3 years, so I'm like...
Mr. Wrong.
Yeah, it's time.
Mary J.
That loving you is wrong, so I don't want to be right.
Have both of you guys healed from, you know, the marriage?
I totally have.
And how have you healed?
How? Shit. It was a lot of self-reflection.
Being a real-ass bitch, get a fuck by the nigga.
I went to therapy.
I went to therapy as well.
I went to therapy.
Therapy is real. Okay.
Therapy is important. I went to therapy with a licensed therapist as well as I went with a pastor at one point.
Okay.
But for real, I did a lot of self-reflection.
There you go.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because I felt like how nobody can really tell me, you know what I'm saying, what I went through. And I could tell somebody, but I was like, if I'm not able to digest my own shit, then how the fuck can I move forward? You know what I'm saying? So I had to sit down and I literally got a journal, like a journal from the dollar store, and it was just like I wrote out some shit, like, okay, what happened here? Where did we go wrong? Where did I go wrong?
Yeah.
I had to do some self-reflection in regards to where I fucked up.
And I know, and that's exactly what I did when I decided to actually look at myself. And when you look at your marriage in a whole, when you actually look at it and say,
pizza pie.
This thing was already damned or doomed from the start, and you look at all of the bad in it, and you're okay. You have to be able to be like, look, this shit was fucked up. Once you can say it was fucked up, you can move on. It helps. And then you look at yourself, you self-reflect. I went to therapy.
Definitely. Come on now.
Because I wore my wedding ring a year after. I wore like almost 2 years, 3 years.
I took that shit
No, not I. Because like I said, everybody, her situation is different from mine.
I got
totally different. Totally different. But I wore mine because I was so connected to my marriage, not necessarily him, but my marriage. That vow, that union that I took, I was connected to that. So I didn't want to let that go. So once I was able to be like, okay, you know what? These rings are coming off. So I took the ring off, and I took off the engagement ring. And then I still wore the band on the other hand. It took me almost 2 years to take, 3 years to take that off. I actually have been without that for a year and a half. I wore that up to just a year and a half ago.
Hey, did you go like this sometimes? I went like this sometimes.
Not really, but I wore it because it was beautiful.
I was used to
I had
the
a really
ring.
pretty ring.
I was used to
Yeah, so you know, it took my tan line just went away. That's all.
Right.
Okay, let me tell y'all something about marriage, y'all.
Damn, Daddy.
Sam Zaddy. Let me tell y'all something about marriage. Like me, I think marriage is a form of. I kind of used to think it, but I still think it in a way. It's a type of form of a slavery.
I agree.
You tell me that, okay,
it's an institution.
I brand you.
Yeah.
I brand you with what you just said, doing this with that ring. You branding that ring finger.
Definitely.
I brand you by holding this on above your head. Then all of a sudden, the European vision is we're gonna put God over it, and then by with that, I am obligated to you for the rest of your life, meaning you can't do anything outside of me, and vice versa. Like, I'm not saying it can't happen, but because of I've studied my people, my heritage, we were not like that. We had villages. We had
multiple women.
Right, multiple women.
Raising.
But I'm not saying that it's not what's right, what's wrong. But because I see so many people in my people have unsuccessful marriages, it's like, are they trying to put us to something that we're not fitting for? Like, no, I can't wear this motherfucking starter jacket, and it's motherfucking 2012.
Right.
I love starter jackets.
You know what I'm saying?
I had a Bulls on.
No, but I hear what you're saying. But I agree to disagree. Okay, because
you disagree with me on my damn show.
Because it's not that I believe that our people we're made for marriage just like anybody else. We're made for commitment. You're made to be with the other person.
What made you? How do you know?
But listen, what
give
I'm
me
saying
some
is
facts
you're
behind
made
that.
to be committed.
What made you that
you
you
can
made?
be committed to somebody. It doesn't have nothing to do with the race, the color.
You can be committed to somebody and still cheat.
Like,
but
but I'm saying,
what you're saying
love
is that
doesn't.
black people are not.
Love.
I'm not saying that.
Facts doesn't go together, yo.
Go ahead, Ma. Go ahead, talk.
Not all the time.
When she getting mad.
I'm not getting.
Her point is about to get
We don't get
obliviated.
mad, nigga.
We don't get mad.
count.
But you get divorced as fast.
So do.
But go ahead, I'm listening.
I'm just saying that it's not that we are not able to commit or be in relationships or be married. I just feel like over years society has conditioned us to make us think that we're not supposed to be, because just like back in the 70s and 60s and 70s, you couldn't have a man in your house if you were on Section 8. So it's all about this separation. Everything is separated. So you separate the family.
Okay,
so you had a man and a woman that were in slavery, whatever, they were together, whether they were married or not, they were bonded. There was something there that bound them together, whether it be love, the struggle, whatever. They found something beautiful inside of all this chaos. And so what happens? Slave master sees that.
Why can't you
separates them. So therefore we're always living in a constant state of separation.
Man.
Constant state of separation. Because that is what we've been conditioned. If you love, I love him or I love you, you know what? That's not going to work for me. I need to separate you.
Right.
Because together y'all are too strong.
Well, it's purposeful.
So
you can get paid this amount if you by yourself. That type shit.
So
there's always an agenda.
It's always an agenda. So together, you guys are so strong, and I don't want you guys to be together, because I know
I gotta break this shit up.
Period. Because he's strong and you smart.
But that's what I'm saying.
So y'all can work together and over whatever.
Even if we are not together, meaning like, but we still have a bond, meaning that I serve you, I serve her, and she serves him. And him, we're still together. We may not be together.
The village.
And I get that total concept. Just like when men back in the day had multiple wives because their wife usually was a woman of power or stature. So they married her based off the fact that she's powerful, she can add to the family, she can do whatever. So they bind the families together. And usually the woman that they had feelings for was usually the outside one.
I see what you're saying, and I see what you're saying.
That's why you have the marriage.
But when you take out that head, it fucks up the dynamic, bro. It fucks up the dynamic.
How?
You fucking up the animal kingdom.
If you take out the head, it fucks up the dynamic.
I agree, but there is a head even in that village. Somebody has to lead that village, which is the man. So therefore, the head has not been taken out.
If the head leaves or they take it out, it fucks up the dynamic of the whole village or whatever. And then you have to put that certain guy or that certain whoever in charge, and they're used to seeing the actual head and learning from him, and they still learning from him, and they got to take bits and pieces from whatever just to try to create the village that you want, that you're talking about.
For sure.
Who's that?
I thought that was A$AP Rocky.
Oh, that's motherfucking what's the name?
That is A$AP.
That's Travis.
That is Travis Scott.
That's Travis Scott.
That's his bodyguard.
I was like, who the fuck just got out with this fucking
Travis Scott.
suicide?
Just said Travis Scott.
He gonna put his jacket up like he was recording.
Yeah, bitch.
He done pulled fucking pants up. Shit.
All right, here we go.
That nigga got his whole asshole out.
So speaking of marriage, man,
sorry,
would you sign a short-term marriage contract? Would you sign a short-term marriage contract?
For what?
So I'm the person who I feel like there needs to be a low-key like 10-year clause where, you know, if shit ain't working out, you have to.
10 years,
I'm thinking about like 5.
I know, but I feel like 5
6 months.
I feel like 10 because you need definitely 5 is like because there is that 7-year itch for sure. But I feel like 10 and 10, if we make it to 10, like I feel like I should be able to trade in for a new model if I don't like it no more.
I nutted in you and you pregnant at 3. Come on now. Ain't no 5 months, man. Fuck out of here.
I said 6.
6 years?
6 months.
Come on now.
No? Okay.
No.
Wow.
You just really big on marriage, bro.
I'm big on marriage too, though.
No, I'm
not
big on marriage. I'm big on love.
I love love.
I love love.
See, I'm not big on love.
But love is conditional.
Love is conditional.
Love is conditional.
So that's the only thing.
If that sounds
crazy. Love is cute for a minute, but then it's like, okay, when your ass ain't shit.
Love is a hierarchy.
That don't mean you don't love that man though.
If it's a hierarchy, that means that the like is there then. Then you can like.
No, not that type of hierarchy.
No,
I'm talking about love is so
you
conditional.
love certain people
at a certain level
more than this one.
Okay.
So that's
you
why
love
I'm
your
saying
kids
love
here.
Is conditional.
You love little Poogie and them down here.
I get it. I get what you're saying.
So I don't think I'm not into like the word like I love. I'm more based off of respect.
See, that's what I'm talking about, man. That's what I'm talking about. That respect thing is everything, bro.
For sure.
That respect thing is everything.
Respect is everything.
So, a
Communication.
short-term contract, marriage contract, would make sense.
I mean, I feel like there needs to be a new model of marriage anyway. Like, why hasn't that shifted? I mean, we shift every fucking thing else.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Everything has shifted with the times. So we're in a new damn time. We got technology. We got niggas dropping dick off in the DMs. Like, I feel like we need to. We need to, you know, you Snapchat me that pussy. I feel like we need to modify how this marriage is supposed to work. You know what I'm saying? Because
what are you saying? The shit needs to be open?
No, I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
Modify
the institution
of marriage, because I think because people get into marriage so easily, they're like, you know what? It's like they look at marriage like Tinder. I don't like you. Left swipe. Let me get a new husband.
Yes.
I don't like you.
That's how women think.
You didn't do what I wanted you to do. I'm going to swipe.
Come on now.
So people look at it like that.
You're right. You're right. Men do too.
So
men do too.
You know, on both sides, for sure.
So that's not what marriage is about. So I think people have to start changing the narrative of actually getting back to what
that's what
marriage really was about.
If we're not going to change the institution, then we need to go back to basics.
Yeah.
Basics are important.
So what's basic? What is the
basics? So I'm saying in regards to how marriage is supposed to work and function.
Right.
You know, it's a unit. It is a partnership. It is something that you're signing for, saying that I'm going to do life with you. Not that, you know what I'm saying, let me get this dress and I'm looking real cute and I got my Tiffany diamonds
at
on
the altar.
All that shit is for the birds, fool. That shit is propaganda. Listen, you don't even need no damn wedding.
That's what I'm talking
got
about.
invited to mine, okay, and shit didn't work out apparently.
Makes sense.
So
makes sense.
It is what it is. Like, you paying for a day to make everybody happy. Nigga, you was having a big party. That's all it was. Right. So, but my thing was, when you look back and you looking at your pictures, and now the niggas who was in your pictures is trying to holler at you because they know your husband ain't around no more. Like, what are you doing? Like, why are we here? You know what I'm saying? So you need to reevaluate. You invite these people just for show, you know, to this fucking wedding, and they ain't even here to support you. And when shit get rough, they ain't even gonna hold you up or your nigga up or accountable. You know what I'm saying? When shit get real.
But see, back in the day, they didn't have social media. No, they didn't have these things. So you can't. Another person, you had to work hard to cheat. They weren't accessible like they are now. Because if I get mad at you, DB, I'm gonna just go ahead and get on plenty of fish.
Right. That's what it is.
Because that's all it is.
It's plenty of fuck. It's Tenderoni.
Or get on Tenderoni, or you know, get on all these things because you done pissed me off, so I can go get a new bitch to do whatever.
Bumble this dick. It's all of that.
You not bumble that ass right off.
Bumble that
straight up.
Bumble that ass right up.
So you're not. You don't have to.
Or eHarmony.
Wow. No, eHarmony is expensive. I don't think that one's for real.
No, I never did that.
I did that one.
Is Match expensive too?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's a paid membership.
Yeah, but eHarmony, I really tried it, and that didn't work. That was shit high.
It's really that high?
It was high.
Who want to pay for love?
Because
who want to pay for love?
I'm not paying for love, but I really wanted to get somebody that was going to match me entirely, and I wanted somebody who's going to compliment me, and just me doing it by myself wasn't working. So I was like, eHarmony, do it for me. And eHarmony gave me some bullshit.
They gave you some bullshit?
They gave me some motherfuckers look like they just got off from touching on a little boy.
Oh,
just
no.
Straight pedophile vibes.
No.
Yeah. So it didn't work for me.
Oh, no.
It didn't work for me. But what I'm saying though, people, if
that's so not okay.
People have to get off of social media in their marriages. That's my biggest thing. Get off of social media.
Get off of social media in their marriages?
Because you know why? Because if I'm mad at you, I'm gonna take to social media.
This
nigga ain't shit. Fuck this nigga.
Oh man,
and
come on now.
everybody's in your business. Yeah, you should have left that nigga a long time ago. I told you, nigga was shit.
I hate that shit.
Why are you doing that?
Bitch want to use a meme.
Want to use a meme? Don't. Why are you subtweeting?
You feel me?
That's how shit.
Come on,
it's like, nigga, that shit is not subliminal.
And you sleeping right next to me.
Right next, laying down. But I'm finna subtweet. Niggas ain't shit. Real ass bitch give a fuck about a nigga.
Real ass bitch give a fuck about a nigga.
You know what I'm saying? So that's all my people get off social media. It's just we need to go back to old school marriages.
It's a hell in a handbag.
What's an old school marriage?
Old school marriage is where you work that shit out.
You
work it out.
Everybody get
come on now, high five that.
Everybody neighborhood cook barbecue.
In the home.
They
work that shit out.
They say get y'all together. If they cook it, somebody make a dessert.
They
want to break up, put them together.
In the home.
You work that. You work through it in your house. You don't bring it on outside.
Yeah.
Access that new ass.
I
Okay.
like that one
Access
too.
the new
man.
ass.
Control Alt Delete, nigga.
Wow.
Control Alt Delete.
Control Alt Delete.
Wow.
Access that new
And
ass.
access the new ass.
Okay.
Control Alt Delete. Access the new
New
ass.
ass. That's
Wow.
the name of the show. Control Alt Delete and access the new ass.
Okay.
There it is. Thank
Let
you.
me push the buttons.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Okay.
I think that's a good way
I
to end
push
the
the
show.
buttons.
Look. Sometimes,
I pushed them.
sometimes we can't go back to the old times. Sometimes you just gotta live in the motherfucking
You gotta
millennium
live in the
you
moment.
living in.
The what,
Living
the what?
that goddamn millennium.
Oh.
You know what?
I may get cheated on, but she got that ass. I'ma keep talking to her.
Like
You know
that?
what? He may
Well,
cheat on me, but he dropping off
You know
that
what?
dick. So I'm gonna keep fucking with him. Sometimes you just gotta live in your millennium.
Since you said that,
I don't
it had me thinking about the song.
Dropping dick
No,
Drop
not the,
that dick.
I love
on.
that shit, man. I wake up in the morning. I love that shit, man.
Merry
man.
Christmas.
Yes, I love it, man. Lil Duval, man. I fuck with you. Yo, that
Dropping
was
that dick
the best
on.
shit since sliced bread, man. Like
Merry
that shit-
Christmas.
Man, I just,
I
I would
am
literally walk down.
dropping that
Dropping
dick
dick
on.
on.
Ain't nothing wrong.
I'm dropping dick on.
I'm talking
Why did I
about.
say Merry Christmas though?
I love it.
I don't know.
Remember the
love it.
song?
What?
I forgot the dude's name. I don't wanna know if you're playing me.
I hated
Keep
that song.
it on
I
the
actually like that
low.
song. I just
Now,
can't think of the name though.
with that being
Mario
said,
Winans.
Mario. He's on let it show. That shit.
That nigga went to jail. He
I
was-
thought that was Chico DeBarge.
no, that
That's
nigga went to
Mario,
jail.
right? Mario
It's
Winans.
Mario.
Mario
I
Winans.
think that-
Mario is the singer, like
Mario.
You
Okay.
tell me just a friend.
It's Mario.
Break my
His
hand.
name is
Some
Mario.
bullshit.
He called himself Mario.
This nigga.
So the nigga said, "I don't want to
This nigga
know
put an Yin-yang
if
on
you
his-
if you playing me, keep it on the low."
Right.
So having said that, like,
And then you'll be like Uncle Sam. I don't ever want to see you again. I don't see you. Hey, now, one time me and my homeboys,
That shit used to make me cry.
we used the instrumental and put it on this girl
Early
voicemail.
morning.
why you
were
asleep?
And we,
Love me a letter.
Was no
who put that?
addressing.
That's on mute.
Man, I
Is that
used
on
to
mute?
love
You
that
showed me
shit.
that. You put it
That was on mute.
Shout
Shout
out to
on
on mute. Shout out to on mute, man. And
Mr.
shout out to
On
Singer the
Mute.
Loop too,
I
man.
used to love
Shout out to
that
our
shit.
sister Singer the Loop, Lark. Lark, you having a fucked up 2020.
Hey,
I need
Lark
you to get
is
your
crazy.
motherfucking
Did
self
you hear that
together.
shit?
Nah,
Shout out to
Lark,
Singer the Loop.
Lark,
Lark is a
Lark.
fool.
I mean, listen to the show, Lark. Sometimes it ain't them. It may be you and your mean ass.
Ooh.
Lark, you must sis.
All right,
Wow.
I'm fucking with you, man. Lark,
Look,
come on.
look,
We gotta have a conversation.
So, having said
Fuck that.
the no, you go. The Mario Winans
I was about
song,
to say,
Wow.
the Mario Winans song.
Wow.
If you playing me, keep it on the low. Would you want a nigga to keep it on the low from you?
I'm not dating.
If they
this,
cheating, would you want a nigga to? You ain't shit. Would you want a woman to keep it on the low if she's cheating on you?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Or would you want her to tell the truth? Like, hey, man, you know.
I mean,
It was a
it
good
depends
ride.
on how she's telling the truth. If she's telling me the truth, like, look, DB, I still want to fuck with you, but I'm still gonna fuck with him. I'm like, yo,
She not finna say
she
that
giving me a
fucking
okay, so give me a fucking choice because some women will, some women will.
Wow.
I never heard it. I'm just saying, go
You know,
for it.
Okay, now if she just playing me to play me, no, I want her to let me know. But like I said, I do things to protect my heart, which is already be doing the same thing beforehand.
So you
Well,
already know that she playing you. So
I
you
mean,
keep
you
that shit
wouldn't
in the
know.
low.